If you're a gamer that cares about lightning fast response, compact layout for more mouse room, and customization such as switches and RGB, etc., this one has some serious features. Big thanks to Dareu for sending this our way for review. And by the way, I'll leave an affiliate link down in the video description, so if you like what you see, you can grab one too, and that link helps support the channel. Okay, let's dive in, see what's in the box, what this keyboard offers, and how it stacks up for gamers. So here is the packaging, very clean, shows you the brand and model, and in the back here it gives you more information and shows you those other color variations that I mentioned earlier. And so here we have the black version. It's a matte black casing. It's got frosted transparent keycaps and a semi-translucent finish. So you'll see the RGB glowing through nicely. It does include a user manual, as well as a switch and keycap removal tool, and a USB-A to USB-C cable. You also get a Dareu branded cable tie, and this nice strap with the included screws, which you would place right here on the left side of the keyboard to go ahead and make it easier for you to just grab your keyboard on the go if you're gonna be going to a friend's house or a LAN party or something like that. You also get this cable holder that has adhesive at the bottom. You would just stick it on your desk, and then you can just open it and slide your USB cable through it and then snap it down so that your cable's not flopping all over your desk. And so just some notes about the size and form factor. It is a 60% keyboard, meaning no number pad, no dedicated F row, a minimal bezel, and it's designed that way so it frees up desk space for your mouse, especially if you're a competitive gamer. As far as dimensions go, it's about 298 by 101 by 35.5 millimeters, and as for the weight, it's about 432 grams. Again, the black version is what we're looking at today, but if you prefer white, pink, or red, those are available too. So you can go ahead and select that once you click on the affiliate link on the website it takes you to. And for the left shift and enter, you have these nice frosted red keycaps. And then here on the top, we have the USB-C connection for connecting it up to your PC. At the bottom, we don't have any kind of kickstand to elevate the back of your keyboard. But as you can see here, the back is already elevated just based on the design. It's thinner in the front here, and it has an elevation as you go towards the back of the keyboard. You do, however, have these nice rubber pads in the back and these smaller ones in the front to prevent the keyboard from moving around on the desk, which in practice works very well. And connecting it up to my PC here, you see the very nice RGB that shines right through these frosted keycaps. It looks really bright and nice in person. So now let's talk about some of the key features of this keyboard and what they mean for gamers. First, let's talk about the polling rate and latency. One of the standard features of this keyboard is that it has an 8 kilohertz report rate. That means that it reports in 8,000 times per second. It also has an ultra low latency of about 0.125 milliseconds. So for gamers, less input lag means your keystrokes register faster. Crucial in FPS and competitive titles where microseconds matter. For actuation precision, Dareu actually has something called rapid trigger, which can get you down to 0.01 millimeters. Very precise switches for this keyboard. So what that means in practice is that you can get very fine control over when the key press is detected. So good for quick combos, strafing, fast bursts in FPS, or mobile games. So this keyboard uses magnetic switches, also known as Hall effect switches, and the board also supports hot swappable switches, meaning you can pull and swap the switches out without soldering. So let me just take out one of these keycaps. See right there, it's super easy, and then you can turn over the tool and remove the actual switches. And you see how easily I remove that. So super easy if you want to go in and customize your gaming keyboard. So this gives gamers and modders the full ability to change the switch feeling. You can go with tactile, linear, clicky, or upgrade later. That flexibility is a plus. Because it's a 60% layout, you get a much smaller footprint, which gives you more desk/mouse movement space and is more portable for LANs or travel. So if you're like me and likes lots of space for their mouse to travel, this type of keyboard is the best to get because you don't get that extra numpad over here that will put your hands in an awkward location such as this. Instead, you can bring the keyboard and mouse closer, and I find that much more comfortable when playing my games. So especially useful for low sensitivity players or large mouse pad setups. So now let's talk about the build and design. It uses an aluminum positioning plate, pour-on foam, as well as padding, which is IXPE, and that provides for stability and portability. And so what I noticed here with this keyboard is that you don't have too much flex or wobble, which is really important during intense gaming sessions. And these frosted transparent keycaps and semi-translucent shell give this keyboard a cool lighting effect. As far as software and driver for this keyboard, you have the option of using their web driver or the desktop software. I highly recommend going with the desktop software. It'll allow you to access all the features, whereas the web one only includes some of those based on my past experience. So you can throw everything from your RGB to stuff like actuation precision. Now, one important note about this keyboard is that this model is wired only. That means you will need to connect up the USB-C cable to use this keyboard. So what does that mean for you gamers out there? It means that no wireless latency or battery to worry about, which is great for competitive play, though you do give up that wireless freedom of having a wireless keyboard. Just showing you some of the different angles of the keycaps with this RGB. Looks really nice. Even through the case here, you can see the RGB. And even look at the back of the keyboard, you can see the RGB shining through the back of the case of the keyboard. Isn't that cool or what? So you will have some RGB kind of glowing, around your desktop surface, especially if you have your room in a dark setup. For the USB-C cable, it's just your standard plastic cable. It's not braided or anything, but it's consistent with the price of the keyboard. For the RGB, you have up to 27 built-in effects, including a music synchronized mode, which is kind of cool. And before going any further, I know you guys are probably curious and you want to hear how the keys sound when you type on them. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the keys on this keyboard definitely have that thock sound versus the clack, which is really nice. It's got that deep, soft sound in it, so it's not gonna be annoying to the person sitting next to you. So yeah, it's a super pleasant sound that I really like on this keyboard. And given the price of this keyboard, that's a thumbs up for me. All right, now let's talk about why this keyboard is useful for gamers. How does it work? How well will it work in real world use? So for FPS titles like Valorant, Counter-Strike 2, or MOBA RTS games, that ultra low latency of 0.125 milliseconds combined with that high polling rate of 8 kilohertz means that you're going to get faster keystroke registration. That can translate to quicker reactions and fewer missed inputs. As I showed earlier, it's going to help with your desktop space. You're going to have plenty of space for your mouse, especially those low sensitivity mouse setups or very large mouse pads like I have. And what you get with this keyboard at the low price it's at is incredible. You get hot swappable switches, which means you can mod it later. Change the feel, you can lube them, you can change the switch type without buying a whole new keyboard. It's great for gamers that like to tinker with their keyboards and mice. The frosted transparent keycaps and RGB make it a nice visual on camera. So if you do any type of streaming or anything like that, it's gonna show up nice on camera. It's very eye-catching. It's also super lightweight. With this detachable cable here, it's gonna be easy to pack it up to LANs, or if you're traveling, for example, or if you're constantly switching setups. It is wired only, which is a benefit for latency and consistency. But if you're hoping for wireless freedom, you'll need to select a different Dareu model. So for dedicated gaming desk setups, this is ideal. From the couch, maybe less so. So let's talk about some things to consider with this keyboard. Again, it's wired only. You don't get that dual mode setup that a lot of the more expensive keyboards have. You get that 60% layout, which means no function row, no dedicated arrow keys. So if you rely on those, you'll need to get used to some shortcuts. The other thing, of course, in terms of build quality is that this keyboard is made of plastic. And yeah, it's not gonna have the high quality materials you see in other keyboards, but remember, this is a budget gaming keyboard. So it's totally worth the price in my opinion. So if you're very particular about the sound, that thock versus a clack I talked about earlier, you might want to do a few things after you get this keyboard, like lube the switches or change keycaps later, etc. And if you are used to full-size keyboards with a numpad, you'll need to adapt to the smaller keyboard without that. So for gamers who want speed, desk space, customization, and a visually slick board, this is a strong contender, especially at its price point. If you're interested, I will leave an affiliate link down below in the description. If you pick one up through that link, it helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. If you like this keyboard, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more gaming gear videos and reviews. And I'm curious, let me know in the comments, what layout do you use, 60%, TKL, or full? And would you swap your board for something like this keyboard? Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.